Welcome and happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Feel free to say hello. Let us know if it's your first time. Maybe let us know where you're joining from. Christine, hey peeps. Good morning, Jess. Hi, Jackie. Good morning, Sweat. Nicole, good morning. Okay, both Nicole and Christine put the same emoji and it's too small for me to... What is that? It looks like blinds. But what is it? Good morning, Debbie. Hi, Patty. Oh, heart hands? Maybe it's just my computer that can't see that. So that's interesting. It's just like 5 horizontal white lines. Yeah, that's really funny. Heart hands, cool. Jackie says, it's very strange that sometimes I don't see your live listed in the web browser. I had to search for you. I wonder why that is. That's interesting. Good morning, Janelle. Hi, Marjorie. Hello, DV. Greg, good morning. Greg, don't you have your first live coming up in like 2 days? So exciting. April also has to search for me because it's not there. That's interesting. Are there any other teachers that don't show up that you have to search for? Good to be here, Andrea. Nice to see you. Good morning, Jackie and Lori. Greg has a live, his first live, Friday at 4:44 Eastern. I love it. Bonnie says, I always have to search for Jackie on my tablet. Interesting. I used to have to search for Katrina on occasion. Okay. Lori had to do that for another teacher on Saturday. Interesting. I wonder if it's just something weird with the algorithm. I don't know. I pick my battles. There's a few teachers like that. Yeah, I trust that everyone who's meant to come and hear the messages will be here at the right place at the right time. It always works out like that. Greg adds it to his calendar and pulls it up from the reminder. Cool. Good morning, Katie. First time with you all. Welcome. Well, then let me take a minute to introduce myself. My name's Jacqui Mancuso, and this is Darla. I am joining you guys from Northern Illinois. I do a whole bunch of stuff off of Insight Timer, but when I come on Insight Timer, I talk about what's happening astrologically that is relevant for right now, and then we pull oracle cards to see how we can best utilize the energies that are available. Marjorie's really looking forward to this. Thanks for doing this. You're welcome. I really wish I could sustain my whole life doing this. I really love doing Insight Timer. I love that I have like the back and forth with you guys. It gives me like a jumping point to talk. Like I have my notes about the astrology and I can talk about it, but I really like seeing how you guys are relating to what I'm talking about, and then I can like take it deeper. So I love when you guys put your comments in. I love when you ask questions. I get to as much as I can. So today we're going to talk about Neptune. Neptune is stationing direct. He has been retrograde, so moving backwards, appearing to move backwards, since June 30th. So we'll dive deeper into that, but if you have your natal chart available, which I suggest you have it up every time you come here, if you know what you're doing with it. If not, whatever, just listen to the messages. But Neptune moved over, so he started his retrograde at 27 degrees of Pisces. So if you want to see where this happened in your chart, you would look for the Pisces glyph. It looks like 2 opposite parentheses with a line horizontally. And the very end of Pisces, remembering that when you look at the natal wheel, it goes counterclockwise. So you're going to look counterclockwise to the very end of Pisces, right before you get to Aries, where it has the thing that looks like a ram. So the very end, 27, and then Neptune came back to 24 degrees of Pisces. So if you happen to have any placements, any planets, or if like your ascendant, your midheaven, your IC, any of that, if your nodes are anywhere near 27 to 24 degrees of Pisces, that's where Neptune was just retrograding. So he may have passed over some of that stuff, causing you to look inwards at your subconscious beliefs about how those planets play out in your life. If you did not, oh wow, Greg, I think Saturn's at 26 of Pisces. That's really cool. So Greg, just really quick, and I'll explain this deeper in a minute, but just specifically for Greg, Neptune helped us review our subconscious regarding your spiritual responsibility, bro. And here comes your chakra touch whole explosion being regulated with your spirituality on Insight Timer. Yeah, whoa, bro. Sweat, yes, I will explain that again. Jackie says, interesting that I just noticed I have Neptune retrograde in my natal chart. Wonder if that made the current retro transit easy for me. What I know about when you're born with planets retrograde is yes, like when you were born, you chose to come into the world when Neptune was retrograde. So yes, that would be just more comfortable for you, more natural for you. It might not impact you in such a like whirlwind way as it would impact those who were born with Neptune direct. Good observation, Jackie. So sweat. What I said is if you look at the little chunk of Pisces in your chart, remembering that the natal chart moves counterclockwise, so opposite of a clock, remembering that there are 30 degrees in each little chunk, we're looking for the very end because Neptune was just retrograding from 27 degrees of Pisces back to 24 degrees of Pisces. So 27, 28. 4, 5, 6, 7, just 4 degrees, 3, 4 degrees, just a little bit of a chunk. If you have a planet there, Neptune may have been helping you review your subconscious beliefs related to the energy of the planet that Neptune passed over. If there's no planets there, Neptune still impacted an area of your life, so you can look to the very center of the natal chart where the little circle is in the middle, and there's going to be a house number that, there's the pie piece, 24 to 27 degrees of Pisces, and then you go to the center, and what house is in the middle? What number is in the middle of your chart? Marjorie has Jupiter at 26 degrees of Pisces. So these last 5 months, Marjorie might have helped you review your subconscious programming about how big you can expand, how much abundance you have in this lifetime, how big you're allowing your energy to be. At the end, I'm going to ask you guys about the houses, and I'll talk about the houses. Bonnie, similar to Greg and your Saturn at 24 of Pisces, you're starting to put tracks on Insight Timer. You're trying to get clear on like, what is my role as a spiritual healer right now? What am I trying to do with this? That's so cool. That's so cool. All right, so another thing that I noticed, and I'll talk about this a little bit more, but the day that Neptune stationed retrograde, June 30th, he was forming a nice trine to the moon. Neptune at the end of Pisces, the moon was at the end of Scorpio. Today, as Neptune stations direct, he's opposite the moon in Virgo, which I'll talk about later. But as Neptune was retrograde for the last 5 months, retrograde asks the energies of the planet to turn inwards. Neptune is very dreamy and mystical. Neptune is the planet of dreams. He represents our illusions. He represents fantasy, our subconscious, and escapism. So, thinking back, July, August, September, October, November, what have you found within yourself, specifically related to your emotions, because of all these moon aspects? So because Neptune trined the moon as he went retrograde, I feel like whatever felt good back then, whatever felt comfortable and easy and made you feel like secure, might be causing disruption now because Neptune is opposite the moon. So, now that Neptune is direct, and we'll talk more about that moon stuff in a second. Are we going to talk more? Yes, we will talk more about the moon stuff. Now that Neptune is direct, though, this is time to integrate what you've learned about yourself, about your emotions, about your emotional needs. It's time to integrate that into the real world. Let's see, Sandra said this retrograde in my 12th house made me remember that the time is now to start a spiritual healing center. I did, and it's going really well. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. So this moon aspect thing was really pulling at me. As I was making my notes, I was just trying to focus on like, all right, Neptune direct. But my mind kept pulling me to this moon aspect. So Neptune retrograde started when he was trining the moon in Scorpio. So a trine happens when planets are in the same element. So Neptune in Pisces is water, Moon in Scorpio is water, and trines form like an assistance. The planets assist each other. So as Neptune was about to start reviewing your subconscious, he had some help, some support from your emotions, from your intuition. Like, all right, this feels good. Let's go dive back in there and see what we're hanging on to. Now that Neptune is stationing direct, he's opposing the moon in Virgo. So oppositions cause us to feel a push-pull between the two. So we may be feeling a push-pull between Neptune, our illusions, and the moon in Virgo is how we feel, our emotions regarding our illusions, right? Like, so then I couldn't also help but relate this back to what just happened on Sunday that we talked about on Monday. On Sunday, Venus and Pluto formed a square, and how this came out on Monday was that a big secret may have been revealed. Something may have been dug up from the depths and brought to light on Sunday. And then yesterday, Venus and Saturn were trine in the sky, helping us to get our bearings on what is actually coming up. What am I supposed to do with this information? What does this mean for me? So with Neptune stationing direct opposite the moon now, have your emotions settled from the weekend? Did your subconscious, did your personal fears overtake your emotions about whatever was coming to light? I ask you to reflect on that for a moment. I'll ask that again. Did your subconscious, aka your personal fears, did your subconscious overtake your emotions about whatever was coming to light? They did for me. Did you create an emotional landscape that might not have fit the situation? Greg for sure. Jen absolutely. Jess's mind is blown. Joy, definitely. Yeah. Cool. Marjorie, no doubt. Did your subconscious, Jacqui, overtake your emotions about whatever was coming to light? So let me say that another way. Did you have a unequal emotional reaction to the truth that came to light due to your subconscious beliefs? So the question I'm asking is, like, if whatever came to light over the weekend, like, oh man, I don't want to look at this. Reality is like, okay, I can look at this. Cut and dry, period, done, here it is. Your subconscious, though, can say, wow, this reminds me of a situation that happened that put me in danger, and now I have to protect myself from this thing, and oh my god, this is this big scary thing, and I have to handle it, and oh my god, I'm so anxious, I'm so scared. That's what I'm asking. Like, did you overplay your emotions regarding whatever came to light over this weekend? Did you allow yourself to have an overreaction? Debbie, yes. Georgia, are you saying that the emotional landscape that was created is actually real? That's a tricky question. Emotions are real because you're feeling them, because it's energy that you're experiencing, but the emotional landscape may have not been equal to the information that was provided, if that makes sense. So Neptune is also responsible for helping us dissolve what is no longer serving us. Greg says I was totally over-exaggerating the fear. Yeah. So Neptune helps us dissolve what's no longer in alignment with our highest good. So as he stations direct, opposite the moon from Virgo, we may be shown which emotions we're ready to let go of, specifically related to Virgo themes of service to others, because Virgo is the sign of service. So Neptune direct might give us just a little shake up of like how much we're supposed to be doing for other people versus how much we're actually supposed to be doing for our soul's growth. Christine says the big thing that came to light was a friend, not mine. She just brought the info. Oh, the big thing that came to light was a friend's, not mine. And you know, that's totally cool. Like you experienced the same energy, it just wasn't as personal to you. Like you still saw it happen in the world. So maybe you can use your friend as a mirror. Maybe you can see how the friend reacted to this big secret and see if you think that that might have been overplayed because of the astrology. You know, I'm not trying to say that like anyone's doing anything wrong, but the way that the planets' energies impact us has a huge pull on how we act and how we choose to act. Marjorie says, trying to focus on my deep truth to soothe myself. Nervous system was responding and taking over. Exactly. I love that. I love that. The emotions were being drawn up from your nervous system, from the physical body. Greg, I was only able to move forward when I realized I wasn't alone. I did relate it to my own personal things from years ago. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. So Neptune retrograde, hello Deep. Neptune retrograde gave us a look deep inside our own subconscious. As I was preparing for today's session, I reviewed my YouTube video from June 30th. If you want to go back and watch, this was the day that Neptune stationed direct. It's called Fact, Fantasy, or Fiction, Heal Your Subconscious. And we pulled from the Dragon Oracle, and we pulled from the Viking Oracle, which I think is the last time I used that Viking deck. But all of the messages were all about opening your higher chakras and burning away lower vibrations. Like we asked what to expect while Neptune was retrograde. What can we expect Neptune to do with our subconscious while he's retrograde, or something like that. And what we could have expected 5 months ago was that Neptune was going to help open our higher chakras to see a higher potential, and he was going to help us burn away lower vibrations, burn away, get rid of limiting subconscious beliefs. So I feel like these last 5 months have helped us all let go of limiting subconscious programming. And now that Neptune is direct, you might start to see the effects play out in the physical, in the 3D. So let's say that you let go of some of your lack mentality, some of your subconscious programming that there's not enough. You let go of that in the last 5 months. Now that Neptune is direct and his energies are moving outwards, you might see this new subconscious in your external world. You might see more abundance and prosperity showing up. Maybe you have been letting go of the subconscious beliefs that you're not enough. You know, you're redefining the fact that like you are you, and that's great. So maybe now Neptune will bring you opportunities where you are the person for the job and no one else, because you are more than enough and you always have been. Maybe you let go over the last 5 months of the programming that you have to work so hard day in and day out to be successful. And now, as Neptune is stationing direct, he'll begin to reflect the benefits of rest to you in your external world. Those are just a few examples, but whatever, if you have, a moment to reflect, maybe look at like your journals over the last 5 months. I like to look at like my calendar events, my photos. It just gives me like an energetic feel for what was happening 5 months ago. But maybe you can reflect back then and just remember what you've been working on, what types of beliefs you've been breaking out of that are holding you back. And then now that Neptune is direct, he will help us see this in the physical world, in the external world. So I did promise that we would talk a little bit about the houses. So if you want, again, to go into your natal chart, look for the very end of Pisces, the last 24 to 27 degrees, and tell me what house that falls into. That can also give you a focus point to look at look at that area of your life and reflect on what subconscious beliefs about that area of your life you've been burning away. So let's see, this happened in Jess and Bonnie's third house. So the third house is your mental. It's all thinking. It's your beliefs, it's your thought process, it's your communication. So this could have been some burning away of the subconscious programming that you're supposed to hold your tongue, that you're supposed to put something a certain way, put it eloquently to not upset anyone. It could be burning away the subconscious belief that you're not supposed to think this way, that you're crazy if you think this way. And now the universe might show you that your beliefs are going to frame your worldview. Frankie is included in all that as well with the third house. I'm seeing a lot of first house. Andrea, Chantel, Christine. First house is all about yourself. The first house is like your personality, your sense of self. It can also do with your appearance. So Neptune retrograding through the first house can be burning away subconscious beliefs that you're not enough. Oh my God. That you need to be something different for the world. And now that Neptune is direct, I see this playing out as just this security in yourself, security in your personality, that you are able to succeed just as you are. That's lovely. What else? Marjorie and also DV in the fifth house. Fifth house is all about your creation. It can do with your children if you have children, but it can also be about the life that you create. If you create something for work, physical or ethereal, any type of creation. That could be creating a setting, that could be creating a group. But the fifth house also has to do with your play and just having a good time and shining and being as big as the sun, because the fifth house is ruled by Leo. So subconscious beliefs that you haven't been creating enough, or that your creations aren't what people need, or that burning away the subconscious beliefs that play is not good for you, that you have to work super hard before you can have a little bit of relaxation in the form of recreation. So now that Neptune is stationing direct in your fifth house, you can see that the universe is going to be asking for your creations. I feel like you're going to see opportunities, the universe is literally going to put its hand out and say, you're the person who needs to create this, and go. I feel like that can come out. Jacqui, 8th house is all about shared resources, sex, death and rebirth, transformation. So the shared resources thing really comes up with Neptune retrograding. It's the limiting beliefs are burned away, that you're not able to have equal reign when you're sharing something with someone else. I feel like it's the burning away that there has to be perfect equality. This is what we were just talking about. And there can be like more energetic equality in sharing those resources. So whatever happened over the last 5 months, it doesn't have to be like a tit for tat. This is how we exchange. It's a more flowy exchange. That's what I see going forward. 9th house. Greg, I saw yours. I'll go back to yours. 9th house, Aisha. If Neptune had just been retrograding past your 9th house, the 9th house has to do with exploration in divine truth, like in search of divine truth. Oh, so Neptune retrograding your 9th house could have felt like burning away limiting beliefs that you have to believe in this one thing. And I feel like your curiosity is starting to open up. Like maybe there is more behind that veil. Maybe if I do a little bit more wandering and exploration in this area, like maybe there's a deeper but bigger meaning behind why things are the way they are. And then Greg, 11 or 12, pretty sure 11. And M is 10, 11. So I'll focus on the 11th house. And then we're gonna get to the cards. So the 11th house, Neptune reverse transiting through the 11th house. Oh, okay, so the 11th house is the house of Aquarius. It is all about the community and your society. However, the 11th house also rules your hopes and dreams for the future. So how I see Neptune retrograde transiting the 11th house is that you are burning away limiting beliefs about your future. And I feel like now you have this much bigger, broader view of what's actually possible for you. Like you were able to unlock, like you used to think that this much was possible for you, and now you know it might have turned a few degrees outwards, but you can see more on your horizon and the horizon of the universe. I feel like this Neptune retrograde has given you a little bit more faith in humanity. Cool. Definitely resonates. Been on a spiritual journey and awakening for sure. Yeah, Aisha, don't be afraid to research things that people told you were complete crack and woo-woo and dangerous. What I've found is most of the things that we're told are dangerous and bad and evil are not, and they hold a lot of power. That's what I'll say about that. So, we're gonna ask the cards, what is possible now that we've let go of these limiting subconscious beliefs? What is possible now that we've let go of these limiting subconscious beliefs? And I couldn't pick just one deck. And I have a love-hate relationship when I do this. I'm sorry, Bonnie. I feel like it's extra work for you when you put the descriptions in our spiritual community. But, so this whole Neptune retrograde started when the moon was trining Neptune. And now today, as Neptune stations direct, the moon is opposite of Neptune. So I was just feeling moon energy. And I've acquired 3 different Moonology decks, so we're just gonna pull one card from each deck to ask what is possible now that we've let go of limiting subconscious beliefs. So I guess I will, I'm just gonna intend the messages for the highest good of all. I'm gonna shuffle the 3 and then I'm gonna show you the backs of the cards. And this time the images will actually look different. You'll actually get to see different images today. So I ask you to tune in to your higher self, tune into your highest spirit guide, your dragon energy, because that's what started this Neptune retrograde for us. Whatever feels right to you, tune into the moon, tune into Neptune, just whatever's resonating. And ask, what is possible now that we've let go of some limiting subconscious beliefs? And trusting that the messages that come through these cards are exactly what you need to hear today, right here and now. Oh, man. Sometimes the cards like fly out, but that one went like way across the room. And then I'll show you the backs of the cards when they have come out of the deck, and then I want you to choose whichever card feels different to you. There's no right or wrong when it comes to your intuition. Or if you have a number right now between 1 and 3, you might want to throw that in the chat. See, Jody says, good morning, all. What if someone isn't willing to let go of what Neptune retrograde highlighted? Are you asking about yourself, Jody, or someone in your life? I've been doing a lot of reflection on other people's impact on my life, other people's choices. And it's difficult. It's super difficult when other people don't want to change. And just speaking from personal life, my moon is in Libra, so I need relation. I need connection, right? So this is huge for me. People in a group that I'm working with. What I've learned throughout having so many close relationships with so many people and wanting so many of them to change is that we all know we can't change what other people do, and that sucks. And accepting that can help us move past wanting them to change so that our lives get better. So actually something that came up with a client yesterday was if these people actually did make the change, how would that make you feel? What would you feel? How would you feel if the situation was exactly the way that you wished it was? You'd feel validated, you'd feel respected, you'd feel heard, you'd feel peace and calm because they're acting in a way that works for you. So like, what would you feel? And then what I invite you to do is to search for moments where you already feel that now. And to also, you can always set intentions when you're going to meet with those people to say that, like, I am actively searching for this feeling in this situation, and allow yourself to tune your awareness towards peace instead of always tuning your awareness towards chaos. Where your attention goes, energy flows. So if you're always focusing on the wrongdoings of others and the downfalls of others, their energy is going to explode because it's all you're focusing on. But if you intentionally choose, like, I am looking for the most peaceful, calm version of this group, there's no doubt that it will start to show itself. I hope that helped, because that's been pretty life-changing for me. Instead of, what are you focusing on? Is just a question you can ask yourself all the time. And that's helped me a lot, especially with people that I'm not super excited to be around. I intend that I'm bringing my highest self to meet with the highest self of them. And then that, like, clicks my subconscious into place that I have to be acting in my highest, and I have to be seeing their highest. And it just helps switch and, like, not getting so upset when they do stuff that annoys me. Greg says he's coming over to Bonnie's house to sample those ginger snaps. Karen, going through the same with a friend, says he wants to change but does not help himself. That is a very frustrating situation, especially when you've done so much work and you know how easy it is, essentially, right? Once you make the decision to do the work and you put in a little bit of grit, you're like, oh my gosh, my life's so much easier. I just wish you would see it. I just wish you would do the same. And it's so hard to just know that everyone is on their own path and everyone's going to make it where they need to make it in their time, like on their own timeline, and it's a whole thing. I'm going to show you guys the backs of the cards. They do look different today. And then just let us know if any of the cards are resonating more than the others. They don't have to. If you don't feel anything, if you're not drawn to anything, don't worry about it. The whole reading is for you. But we're asking, what is possible now that we've let go of these limiting subconscious beliefs? So here's card number 1. Here's card number 2. And here's card number 3. I'll show them one more time in case you need to see them, but let us know which of those are resonating with you. Here's the back again of card number 1. Card number 2. And card number 3. Let's see. Greg, big yes on 3. Bonnie 1. DV 2, Janelle 3, Joy 2, Win 1 and 3, Greg 1 and 3. Hi Teresa, 2 and 3 the most. Nicole all, Jen 1 and 3, Tyla 1 and 3, Tracy all, Chantel 1 heart, 3 lightness, Suzanne 1 and 3, April 3, Patty card 2. I just pulled a card from that deck this morning. How crazy would it be if it's the same card? Nicole, they're all so beautiful. I agree. Yvonne 1 and 3. How fun to see different backs. Cool. Marjorie's working with all of them. Janice 2 and 3. Jackie 1 and 3. Mary Alice 2 and 3. Karen 2 and 3. Hillary 1 and 2. Liz 1 and 3. Christine all 3. Heather 2. Sweat 1 and 3. Kelly 1 and 3. Lucy 1 and 2. Nikki 1 and 3. Jess 2 and 3. Pamela 1 and 3. AJ 1 and 3. Lovely. I'll tell you which decks these come from before I read them. None of these are in alphabetical order. This is all the same author, by the way. So the first deck is just Moonology. It's her first one, and it's from Yasmin Boland. And it was actually her webinar that, long story short, I'm part of this Hay House card deck club. My new box is supposed to come on Thursday, so maybe next week I'll have new cards, who knows. But I was watching the webinar that comes with the Hay House card deck. I'm not sponsored by them, I want to be. But Yasmin Boland definitely talked about a thing that she does. She puts, when there's no numbers on the card, she writes the card or the page number on the card itself. And I love that idea, and I really want to do it, but I'm just trying to think about what would be best, because if I write it on the back, then you guys are going to see it, and I don't know if I want to, I don't know where I want to put it on the front, but yeah, because that takes me a while sometimes, where I see the card, and then I have to, look through the table of contents, and I drop my flow. Yeah, Jackie, I do love the webinars. I tried watching the Kyle Gray one yesterday, but I was distracted and I didn't even have my box yet, and I was like, yeah, I'll just wait. I'll just watch the replay. But I love his accent. Love his accent. Thank you, Marjorie, for your donation. I very much appreciate that. All right, so card number 1. What is possible now that we've let go of limiting subconscious beliefs? Moonology brings us the new moon. A new start is coming. There is a yes coming your way. This is one of the most auspicious cards in the deck. It's totally positive and suggests something new and exciting is developing. The situation you're asking about is blessed, and you are on target to achieve your goals. The message from the universe is that you're starting all over again in some way, be that on a new or better course, or just feeling more positive about achieving your desired outcome. If you've been feeling stagnant, this card reminds you that life goes in cycles, and you're moving into a new cycle now. This is the time to wipe the slate clean. If the situation you asked about has become toxic, either that will clear up, or something totally new and fresh is on the way. Ooh, this gives you an attunement statement. It says, attune to the moon. I'll believe it when I see it. And that's totally cool because I was oh my gosh, Neptune, now that Neptune is direct, he's going to show you opportunities in your 3D reality, in your external world, to believe it. So tell the universe, I'll see it when I believe it. And then you have to believe it so that you see it. Additional meanings, a new start is on the way. You will soon start to feel more hopeful about getting what you want. Your belief that your dreams can manifest is working well. Forget about the past. The new moon marks the start of the waxing cycle and the midpoint of the dark moon. It's a dark and veiled time, when the moon is invisible, and a time of rebirth. It's a time that witches do their work, making wishes and laying down intentions for the new cycle. An intensely magical time when it's easier to pierce the veil to other worlds. What's possible? Anything. Anything that you want with your limiting subconscious programming now dissolved by Neptune, you can start whatever project you thought you wanted to achieve. And having this new subconscious programming is going to help you get to the finish line because you don't have that sticky belief holding you back in your lack mentality, in your not good enough mentality. Bonnie says, I think you should keep doing it this way. While you are shuffling and trying to find the information you need, you are always saying important things. Thanks, Bonnie. This card affirms my recent feelings. Cool. Greg loves it. Jen loves it. Chantel love it just when I needed to hear, and I love the affirmations. Spot on for Christine. This is spot on for everyone, right? The whole reading is for all of us, so even if you didn't pick card number 1, which a lot of you guys did. See, Bonnie, now I'm in my head. I'm trying to say stuff while I'm flipping through the book. This second card, I almost showed it to you. The second card comes from Moonology Messages. Moonology Messages. And what else is possible now that we have let go of limiting subconscious beliefs? Card number 2 brings us moonbeams. The message is focus. Having big dreams is a wonderful thing, but drawing this card suggests you need to get more serious and focused when it comes to making your dreams come true. To paraphrase Thomas Edison, success is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. You're very much on the right track, but you need to hone your vision. Where should you begin? If you've been comparing yourself to other people, this card is a strong reminder that comparison is the thief of joy. You can only go at your own pace. If someone or something is causing you to be distracted from your sole purpose, this is the time to turn down the noise. You're being asked to make a bigger effort in terms of moving toward your goal. This may include having greater self-discipline and restraint. Also remember that success is very rarely linear. Even if you feel as though you're going round in circles, you're still inching toward your goals. But you do need to stay very focused right now. Don't judge yourself or others too harshly. Success takes time. Focus on the positive. Take time out if you need. Meditate. Moonbeams are a combination of yin and yang. The yin is the soft moonlight, which comes from the yang, the sun's harsher light. So what is possible now that we've let go of limiting subconscious beliefs? This one isn't as woo-woo and fun and playful, but it makes a lot of sense. It's time to dedicate yourself to what you want. You have let go of the limiting belief that it's too hard or that it's not possible because you don't have the time and effort to put into it. It's time to make a plan. Mercury is in Capricorn, perfect time to make a plan. The sun will be in Capricorn at the end of the month, perfect time to start executing your plan. It's time to get serious and plan out what the steps might look like, and it's okay if they change. What was coming up so much when I was reading this focus card is, so I'm learning this new system called the Enneagram. It is not the personality test Enneagram. It's a roadmap to manifesting anything that you want in a very practical, predicted way. In the Enneagram, you start out by setting your intention, and then you immediately anticipate what limitations are going to be in your way to reach this, and then you figure out what tools do you need to push through those limitations. And I've made 3 so far, about 3 different things I want to create in my life, and every single one, the limitation was not taking the time to dedicate to the thing that I want. So the tool that I needed for every single thing so far was dedicated time. And that is scary. One of my biggest insecurities is that I don't have enough energy to give all that I want to give. And so I got into this like really nasty, really constricted time thing for a while, and my whole day was literally planned out, and it felt comfortable because I knew what I was doing at every moment, but then it also drove me crazy because I had no freedom to roam and read a book when I wanted to read a book, and I felt like I always had to be productive. So now I'm like coming into this balance point where I know that I do have to dedicate something every day to achieving what I want, but it doesn't mean I have to dedicate 4 hours a day. I'm working on my shadow work course, and I really want to get it out for you guys soon, and I'm like trying to work when I have inspiration, but I just need to dedicate, like, just check one thing off the box every single day. So yesterday, what did I do? I created the affirmations that I'm going to say before I sit down to work on my shadow work course. And that's all I did yesterday. And that's a huge step because that's something that I need to get myself in the mindset to do what I want to do. How long is Mercury in Capricorn? Mercury is in Capricorn for a while, because so Mercury goes retrograde on the 13th of this month, and he's going to dip his toe back into Sagittarius, which will help you get a little bit more expansive and free. Then he's going to come back into Capricorn, and he'll be there until mid-February, early or mid-February. Greg, yeah, I noticed. A lot of people did say 1 and 3, and 2 and 3. Melissa's feeling called out. Sorry. Heather totally understands that. Joy, yes, been feeling scattered for quite a while. Vacillating between the messages from my head and my heart. Yes. Yes. But now that you've cleared that subconscious belief that you might not be enough, now you're able to dedicate something. You don't need to. And another one of my big things is like seeing the hard work that other people put in and then thinking that I have to put in the same level of hard work. It's a total poppycock construct that we made up. And I think a lot of it has to do with social media, because, you know, social media can be a great tool, but it can also really thrust us into feeling really self-conscious, because who's going to put their worst parts on social media? It's like the worst parts of people don't exist anymore, and you only see the facade of everyone, and then you subconsciously start to compare yourself to their facade. Ugh. I need to start this podcast and just hit record, set the time aside, but also flow. Yeah, like I started scheduling work time, course creation time, as if it were a client. So I have to sit down at 12 o'clock and do my work. Even if it's for 30 minutes, even if it's for 10 minutes, just whatever I have, I'm going to show up at this time and give what I can give. Marjorie has manifested stepping more into the work as a healer, finished Reiki level 2, lost my corporate job around the same time. It's all meant to be, yes. Same thing happened to my sister-in-law. She got let go of her job, and then she started training in Reiki. And just earlier this week, she was hired as an apprentice with her nutritionist. And it just seems so like So easy. DV's been scattered and all over the place. I need to turn my phone off for entire days so I can focus on my spirituality, meditation, and one-on-one time with my partner. No distractions. I was told to delete some apps in a message, and that helped. Absolutely. Thank you for your donation, Jen. Greg, I had a period earlier this year where I committed 20 minutes a day toward my dreams. A little bit every day for a year adds up to a lot. Yes, I called it my daily dose. It can be daunting also, like, well, what if I don't have 20 minutes? Okay, you're human, do your best to get the 20 minutes in every day. And I still feel like if it has to not happen once in a while, like, forgive yourself. The more you beat yourself up about your shortcomings, the more energy you're going to focus on your shortcomings. You're going to feel like your shortcomings, Exactly why I've never done Facebook. Janelle, been off social media for a month. It's helped a lot. Yeah, love that. I want to schedule creative time. And thank you, Jacqui, for your donation. All right, one more card from one more deck for this question, and then we will have a culminating question with another deck. So many decks. Decks on decks on decks today. This last card comes from Moonology Manifestation. And this last card was asking, again, what is possible now that we've let go of limiting subconscious beliefs? I like this. Card number 3. Thank you so much, DV, for your donation. Card number 3 brings us the energy of the last quarter moon in Aries. And the message is work through your feelings. Someone has had their feelings hurt. Maybe it's you. Deal with this upset, especially, but not only, if it's on the home front. Whatever is going on right now will go better if you take the steps to make sure that no one is feeling like they've been emotionally run over. If you feel like your feelings have been trampled on, it's time to work through them and clear them. Then you can move towards your goals. It's hard to manifest when hurt feelings are in the way. Excuse me. Relationships, especially with family and or the people you live with, are extra charged right now. If someone is riding roughshod all over your feelings, don't sulk. Okay, I need you guys to help me define roughshod, R-O-U-G-H-S-H-O-D. Am I even saying that right? If someone is running roughshod over your feelings, don't sulk. Okay, when someone upsets you, it's easy to wear your hurt feelings like a badge of honor, but that merely perpetuates the situation. Okay, and that's it. The rest gives us like crystals and stuff. I don't know, I'll read it. These crystals work especially well for the sign of Aries. Red tiger's eye, shungite, bloodstone, chrysanthemum, prehnite, or flame agate. Choose one and hold it while you meditate, visualizing a beautiful red light swirling around you. Alternatively, keep your crystal close by as you work through your situation, or use 5 or 6 to make a crystal grid. The manifestation affirmation for this card: I now choose to release all my hurt, and so it is. And the best time to work your magic is when the moon is in Aries, which it's in Virgo, so that should be in a few days. On Tuesday, which is the day ruled by Mars, because Mars rules Aries, so Tuesdays, or during Mars's hour, which is way too complicated to explain right now. You can look it up if you're interested. The last quarter moon in Aries takes place when the sun is in Cancer and the moon is in Aries. It knows that sometimes you just have to let it all go. So what is possible now that we've let go of limiting subconscious beliefs is how much we hold ourselves in victim mentality. How much of the hurt emotions we choose to hang on to give us that false sense of power because I'm I'm the victim here. I feel special because I'm the one getting hurt. It's kind of just like a waste of time and a waste of energy. So, yeah, what's possible now that we let go of limiting subconscious beliefs? It's possible to move past those hurt feelings and to just take the bull by the horns and go. To ignore the feelings, opinions, or rights of others. Oh, is that what that word means? If someone is riding roughshod over your feelings, if someone is ignoring your feelings, don't sulk. Andrea, yeah, I didn't originally feel 3, but that spoke right to me. Famous RuPaul quote, what anybody else thinks of you is none of your damn business. Someone is using you as a doormat or stomping on your feelings. Yeah, if someone, okay. Oftentimes when people treat us a certain way, I mean, I feel like it's really like 95% of the time, it's not because they want to attack us. It's either that like they're having emotions that they don't know how to deal with and so they project it on you because they don't want to deal with it in themselves. So it's easier to just bring those emotions out and place them on you. Or they just don't know how to handle your actions. So they just freak out. I don't know. What else are you guys talking about? Karen, it resonates. Greg, I now choose to release all my hurt. Wowza. Let it all go. Jess says, yup. Jen, feelings are not always true. Feelings are emotions. They're energy in motion. So it is true, but your thoughts about why the feelings are coming up may not be true. Oh, that's cool, Suzanne. Mine is an Aries moon last quarter, a balsamic moon. Amber very much resonates. I've been hurting for months. I need to let go of the hurt and the people who I allowed to hurt me. Roughshod also means marked by brutal force. That hit hard for Chantel. Maria quit her high-stress job yesterday suddenly, and a friend and coworker is upset with me and taking it personally. I needed to hear that message. Yeah, so what I've been talking about since the North Node entered Aries again, energy, and this happened over the summer, I think in like June or July. When the North Node entered Aries, I've had this huge messaging like surrounding all my readings about like do what's best for you, put yourself first, get your needs met. And just the other day, I was able to shift the message a little bit, and it's not about your ego. Like don't put your ego first necessarily. It's put your soul needs first. What does your soul need to shine to feel validated? So just to recap, what is possible, and we're going to pull one more card. What is possible now that we've let go of these limiting subconscious beliefs? First is the new moon. New moon. Anything is possible because you have a such stronger belief in yourself now. And then we had the moonbeams bringing us focus. So yes, while you can start anything that you want to start, you also have the ability to regulate yourself and to schedule yourself in a way that feels right to you. Forget how anyone else schedules themselves. You have to work with your energy the way that works for you. And then also letting go of hurt feelings that other people may be throwing at you, because it's not your job to regulate other people's emotions. It is your job to make sure that you're not being a total a-hole, right? And intentionally inflicting emotions. But like if you are not purposefully hurting people, I'm not saying ignore people's emotions. Do hear them out. Do try to understand from their point of view. But you don't have to take responsibility for why they are feeling the way that they are feeling. And it's the same. Like, the more that you take responsibility for your feelings, the more the universe will show you people who take responsibility for their feelings. Everything you do internally happens externally. And it's usually easier to do the internal first. The decks I used, Nicole, the first one was the Moonology Oracle cards. The second one was Moonology Messages. And the third one was Moonology Manifestation. Trish, I'm finding it hard to be okay with people who continuously make the same mistakes, even though they don't intend any harm. Are they mistakes, or are they programmed into your subconscious to be considered mistakes? That's just a question. I'm going to pull one more card from one more deck. It's not a moon deck. But we're going to ask the Mystical Wisdom card deck, how can we know that this is happening for us? How can we know that the new start is here? How can we know that we're scheduling our time the right way? How can we know that we're letting go of these feelings? And for this one, I'll ask you to send your energy directly into this deck, asking, how can I know that this is happening? If you've been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. If you haven't yet followed me on Insight Timer, please feel free to follow me here. You'll be updated when I post all my new classes. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Not every day, but those are my days that I'm here. Always at 8:15 Central Time, so an hour ago is when I started. And I always talk astrology, and I always pull the cards, so yeah, follow me here if you'd like. I post all of these replays on my YouTube channel, so you can always search my name on YouTube and go watch the replays if you want to get like a refresher on what we talked about. You can also get there by going into my Insight Timer profile, where I put the link to my link tree. My link tree has all of my links because I have sporadic energy and I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff. So my link tree is where you can find my Facebook, my TikTok link, my Facebook link. I don't have Instagram because I'm doing way too much. But in my link tree is where you can also find my personal website if you want to work with me one-on-one. I do oracle readings, I do tarot readings, I do astrology chart readings. I do like spiritual coaching, essentially. So if you have an issue that you need assistance with, or that you want my advice on, or you want the woo-woo tools advice on, just follow the link in my link tree to my website to schedule a donation-based appointment with me. All of my work is donation-based to make it accessible for everyone. Christine and Monica and Heather, thank you guys so much for your donations. Jen says, done and done. Jacqui, been wanting to work with you for a long time. Cool. Just like in all honesty, just so that you guys know where my energy is heading towards, I have cut back on how much time I'm giving to my one-on-one clients, and I see that trend continuing in the future. So I don't know, I don't have a date like when I'm gonna stop, but my plan right now is to just pump out courses for you guys on Insight Timer so I could teach on a broader scale. And I'm still gonna do these Insight Timer sessions. I love doing this, but the one-on-one stuff is starting to just be not in alignment with my path. So for now, I'm taking one client a day. So, you know, there's time to do that. But if you're one of those people who have been like hemming and hawing about, I want to work with her, but I'm not sure what to ask and I don't know what to do, I'm just encouraging you to like book your time now, because I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be sustaining that one-on-one. And it is kind of bittersweet because I really love just like having conversations with people and helping them through their stuff. But I need to get real and start structuring my time the way that's going to benefit my life. So I'm just putting that out there. That's it. Thank you, Christine. She says Jacqui is a great woo-woo teacher. Karen, looking forward to working with you. Thank you. Jen, a little can go a long way. All right, so we asked, how can we know that these new beginnings are happening for us? How can we know that the subconscious beliefs that we've let go of are showing their positive repercussions? How do we know? And again, this is from Mystical Wisdom. And the card that came today, I have 1,000 boxes in front of me. The card that came is Owl. Follow your intuition. I'm gonna go on this side. You hold within you some of the qualities and traits of the owl. You may have fine-tuned your intuitive abilities, that sense of inner knowing. Or you may have become strong-willed, perceptive, and wise. Learn from the silence of your owl's spirit, which offers lessons of stealth and poise in your everyday lives. If you are about to take on a new business venture, or let go of some parts of your life that are no longer relevant, it is important that you become more observant. You cannot fool the owl, as he is aware of his surroundings at all times. With this message, you can follow your goals to prosperity and heed these qualities to live the life of your dreams. Here's a mantra from this card. I am wise and intuitive. I follow my inner wisdom to prosperity. We have an owl. No, we don't even have an owl. We have an angel lady with an owl masquerade mask. We have butterflies and moths. We have mountains in the water. We do have some flying owls on top. We have a rainbow moon. We have some planets lined up. Follow your intuition. I think that since we've been able to let go of some of our subconscious programming, our intuition is going to be more strong because we don't have as much muck blocking our intuitive thoughts or questioning our intuitive thoughts. So how can we know if this is happening? It's going to happen. It is happening, right? Trust, take a wider view on the situation. The owl sees all in the day and in the night. The owl has amazing vision. This is just my best fun fact about owls, and I'll see how it's relevant. Owls do not move their eyes. Their eyes are fixed in their head. That's why they move their head, and that's why they can move their head 360. So maybe this is saying, use a different type of vision to look. Maybe use less of your 3D reality vision to make sure that things are working out how they're supposed to, and feel more into the intuitiveness of the situation to trust that it's happening. Yes, Lori, the mantra, I am wise and intuitive. I follow my inner wisdom to prosperity. A whole lot of that comparisonitis stuff keeps coming up from this second card, the focus card. You don't have to do it the same way that other people are doing it. And similarly, how do I say this? Whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, we talked about this earlier. Go ahead and look at what you want. Look at the physical. What does it look like? What does it practically look like? What does it tangibly look like? And then what are you going to feel when you have that? What feelings will be invoked when that thing is concrete, sustained in your life? When that is a part of your life, what feeling are you hoping to achieve? look for that feeling. Stop looking for the thing. Look for that feeling. Because when it comes down to it, we think a thing is going to make us feel a certain way, and we're not always sure. You can't be sure. Because emotions are energy in motion. So you think that you need this thing to bring your energy this way, but maybe you just need to focus on the thing that you already have to boost that in you. Mary Alice, for how long is this in effect? That's a good question, and I guess I didn't really put like a timestamp on this. So Neptune is direct. So right now he's taking all these subconscious beliefs that we dissolved inside, and he's going to show us now as he moves forward in the external world. Which I could see how that's a little confusing that I'm saying, like, focus on the energy, but look for it in the external. But when you do focus on the energy, you do start to see the external. When you focus on the external, it's hard to see the external, if that makes sense. But how long is this in effect? I know that it's going to take about until mid-March for Neptune to pass over his shadow period. So that means that when Neptune retrograde started, he was at 27 of Pisces. He went back to 24. So now, today, as he stations direct, he's at 24 of Pisces. And it'll take him until mid-March, late March, to get back to 27. So that'll be that, like, that space of, all right, we've done the retrograde now. Let's put these exact points in your chart back into motion. So I would say this energy can stay with you as long as you want, right? But specifically until about mid-March. Maria, letting go of that job is my next step to something great. I trust that. You are my first live in a long while. I'm so grateful for you. Awesome, Maria. I was just reflecting on that the other day. I quit my part-time job, right? Because I had a career, and then I quit that to do this. And then I got scared, and I got a part-time job as a safety net, and I had that for some time. And I quit my part-time job in April. And I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, it's been 7.5 months, and I've never looked back. I have no regret of quitting my part-time job. I have not allowed myself to feel afraid. I've bolstered the trust in the universe inside of me because I want to live in the 5D. Like, I want to live in that 5D currency world. And what does that look like is detaching from the programming that was shoved into my brain for the first 30 years of my life. And then here came my Saturn return, and it was just like, life can be so much easier than you thought. And I'm like holding on to that. That's it. I have not regretted quitting my job for 1 minute. I am so happy that I have this freedom, and I'm allowing the universe to throw prosperity at me in many different ways. It doesn't always look like money. It's an exchange. It's keeping my vibration high, keeping my happiness up, keeping my interest peaked. That is abundance. Feeling content is my abundance. The rest of the stuff gets taken care of because I'm doing what's in highest alignment with my highest self. Like, everything just works out. There's still a little bit of guilt that comes up when I say that, but I say that because it's true across the board. It's natural law. Everything does always work out. For you, for me, for everyone, everything always works out. It's our limiting beliefs that cause us to believe that it's not going to work out, and then we hold ourselves back. Hillary has to go. Thank you so much. We're almost done. Thanks for staying. I know I'm a little bit over time today, but you guys told me that you would listen if I talked for 2 hours. Just kidding. Thank you, Marjorie. It's possible for everyone. That's my messaging. It's possible for everyone. Let me show you how I've done it so that you can see yourself in me. Suzanne, I have Chiron at 28 degrees of Pisces. Is it a good thing that Neptune goes direct just before? I mean, nothing is good or bad. It just is. Neptune, for you, Suzanne, Neptune had just retrograded over. No. Neptune didn't yet get to your Chiron. So I feel like you were meant to let go of some limiting beliefs before Neptune is going to conjunct Chiron. Neptune's going to help you dissolve your wound. But there was a little bit of work that you had to do beforehand in order for it to be the most auspicious transit. Does that make sense? Thank you, Sweat, and Monica, and Jen, and Teresa. Thank you guys so much for being here. Part of fortune at 28 of Pisces. What would that mean for this transit? That's one of those points that I'm still discovering and I'm still learning a lot about. You know what? I can reference you to Molly McCord. I'll put her name in the chat. She literally just made a YouTube video about your part of fortune within the last couple weeks, so it should be very early on her videos. Take what she says about the part of fortune, and then Neptune can help you. So Neptune can help put the rose-colored glasses on that area of your life. Neptune can help you dissolve what no longer serves you in that area of your life. Neptune can also cause an illusion of that area of your life. So illusions can sometimes make it seem really, really good or really, really detrimental. So take with that what you will, and then just know that in March, April, that's when Neptune will be passing over that 28-degree point. Thanks for your questions. I love them. I will be back on Monday. Next week again, I'll be doing Monday and Wednesday. Monday, we're talking about the Sagittarius new moon. We got that new moon coming with that new moon card we got from Moonology. And then on Wednesday, Mercury stations retrograde. So we're all gonna lose our minds. I'm just kidding, not at all. Mercury retrograde is not scary. It just is. So thank you guys for being here today. Sending love to all. Namaste. Darla was trying to send you guys something. Hang on. Let me see what she wants to say. She has a message for you guys today. Oh, she said just do it. You can get through anything. Darla's my dog with 3 legs. And when we got her, she already had 3 legs. We don't know what happened to her, but she truly knows what perseverance is. Trusting the universe. This dog, whenever she goes outside, she just sits right by the tree. She just smells the air. She watches the chickens. She watches the geese. She's just so in tune. So whatever it is that you want, you can do it.